everybody, Grumpy Cuber here. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to solve the 3x3, the easiest way that I know. So I'm just going to scramble this up real quick. Okay, so the first step that you want to do is you want to take these white edges and put them with this white center. So you're just going to move those with the whites like so until you get it there. So I'm going to mix this up again so I can show you how to do it again. So what you want to do is you want to take these edges and put it with this center. So how you're going to do that is you're going to take it, and if it's on the top like this and it's facing you, you want to move the front once and move it down. And then right here I can see that this one needs to go here, and I can just move it down and it goes right there. And then this one, if I move it down, it goes there. And then right here is a case where all of the rest of them are solved, and you just want to put it right here, and you want to make this go down here. So how you're going to do that is you're going to move the front, move it down, and move it back. So now that we have the cross solved, we need to solve it correctly, and you'll know what I mean in just a second. So solving the cross correctly means that all of these are correct. So what we're lined up with their other colors. So how we're going to make that happen, so there's 3 or 4 cases that I'm going to show you. And the first case is where you have 2 correctly solved and they're right next to each other. And then these 2 right here are not solved. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to take these 2 and put one of the correct ones on the very back, and then this one, a different one, to your left. And then you're just going to want to move the front twice, move it over to this one, move the front twice on this one, rotate it to where it's right here, and then front twice. So we just completed the cross, but there are a few other cases that I want to show you. So now we're in the case where 2 of them are correctly solved and 2 of them are not correctly solved. And how they're positioned really matters in this situation. So if they are both across from each other, then you want to put them one on your right and one on your left and do these moves where it switches these 2 to where they're supposed to go. So you move the middle twice, move the up face twice, and move the middle twice. And then you'll see that all of these are correctly solved. So now I'm just going to do another case. So this case is where none of them are correctly solved, and you'll see that if I just move it like this, then all of them are solved. So sometimes it doesn't look like they're solved like this, but if you just move the layer around, then they will be solved. So now what we need to do is we need to make these white corners go to their correct places. So how we're going to do that is we're going to put these whites in their correct slots like this. So there's one algorithm that you need to know to make this happen. So you get a white edge, corner piece and put it directly over the slot that it needs to go. So in my case, my slot that I need to put it is green and orange right here. So I have the green and orange right here. So the algorithm that you need to do to put it in, and I'm going to show it on the screen, is R prime, U prime. I'm going to do that again. R, U, R prime, U prime. So now you'll see that we have this one solved. So another case that you may run into while you're solving this is where this corner, this white, is facing up. And we also want to make sure that this corner is in the correct place. So right here is blue and blue, orange and orange. So now if you have the situation where the white is on the top, you just have to do the sexy move 3 times. R, U, R prime, U prime. R, U, R prime, U prime. R, U, R prime, U prime. And then you'll see that it is solved. So there's one more case where it is directly facing you, and you just need to do the sexy move until this goes in the bottom. So you just need to do R, U, R prime, U prime, 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 R, U, R prime, U prime. So now you see that all of these are correctly solved except for this one layer. So now we just move the corner, the white, directly over the slot, and you do the sexy move until it goes into the bottom. R, U, R prime, U prime. So now that we have all of this correctly solved, we are going to solve the second layer. So how you solve the second layer is pretty simple. So the way you do it is you take one edge, in my case it is the blue and red, and put it right where the blue and red is, like this. And then you want to move it away from where it's supposed to go. Like this would be where it's supposed to go, but this would be away from it's supposed to go. And you do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime. L, so you do rotate to where you're holding it with your left hand, and it's L prime, U prime, L. And then it solves that layer right there. So I'm going to do it again with this one, orange and blue. You move this one into this. So the way you do that is you move it away from the slot that it needs to go. R, U, R prime, U prime. Rotate. And do L, U prime, U prime, L. And it solves that layer. I'm going to do it until we have all of these solved. So in this case, we have this one right here. So we need to move it the opposite direction than it needs to go. In this case, it is that direction. And we're going to move L prime, U prime, L, U. And then we rotate R prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. And then we have that layer solved. We have one more, and we have to move this one up away from where it's supposed to go and do R, U, R prime. Sorry guys. We move it away and do L prime, U prime, L, U. Rotate and then do R, U, R prime, U prime. So that is all we are going to do for this 2-part series of how to solve the 3x3. So make sure you check out the next video that I'm going to do. See you next time on Grumpy Cuber.